The core group resolution on Sri Lanka at the United Nations Human Rights Council was adopted on Thursday. Almost 9 of the 9 points mentioned in the resolution express serious concern over the economic crisis and the recent violations of human rights in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's foreign minister announced to the United Nations Human Rights Council that the country would categorically reject the resolution. 20 countries voted in favor of the resolution moved by the core group, while 7 countries voted against. Notably, 20 countries abstained from voting. The countries that voted against the resolution are Bolivia, China, Cuba, Eritrea, Pakistan, Uzbekistan and Venezuela. India, along with the following countries, abstained from voting: Benin, Brazil, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Gabon, Gambia, Indonesia, Japan, Kazakhstan, Libya, Malaysia, Mauritania, Namibia, Nepal, Qatar, Senegal, Somalia, Sudan and UAE. The following countries voted in favor: Argentina, Armenia, Czech Republic, Finland, France, Germany, Honduras, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malawi, Marshall Islands, Mexico, Montenegro, Netherlands, Paraguay, Poland, Republic of Korea, Ukraine, UK of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and United States of America.
අපි ගැන හිතන එකම රීලෝඩ් එක. අදම 749 රීලෝඩ් කරන්න.
The draft both recognises the challenges which Sri Lanka has faced during the period and acknowledges progress where this has occurred. The main requests in the resolution are in operative paragraphs 8 and 18. Paragraph 8 seeks to continue the work initiated in last year's resolution, which created capacity within the Office of the High Commissioner to collect, consolidate, analyse and preserve information. Mr. President, the UK is a close partner to and a long-standing friend of Sri Lanka. Our ties run deep. We bring this resolution in order to help Sri Lanka address ongoing challenges and in order to encourage progress on reconciliation, justice and human rights.
In light of recent Sri Lankan efforts and constructive engagement, it is our belief that this resolution should have a greater focus on the responsibility of the international community to support the country in its recovery, including through international cooperation and assistance. We believe this resolution would be better framed under our agenda item 10. In light of these considerations, Brazil will abstain on the draft resolution on Sri Lanka. I thank you.
While we have taken note of the commitments by the government of Sri Lanka on issues of implementation of the commitments in the spirit of the 13th Constitutional Amendment, meaningful devolution and the early conduct of provincial elections, we believe that the progress towards the same remains inadequate. Accordingly, we urge the government of Sri Lanka to work meaningfully towards early implementation of these commitments, achieving prosperity for all Sri Lankans and realizing the legitimate aspirations of Tamil sub-Sri Lanka for prosperity, dignity and peace are the two sides of the same coin. Mr. President, India will continue to work with Sri Lanka and the international community to attain the related objectives of legitimate aspirations of Tamils of Sri Lanka and prosperity for all Sri Lankans.
This level of scrutiny and intrusion, as envisaged in preambular paragraphs PPs 8, 9, 10 and operative paragraphs 4, 5 and 8 would not be even acceptable to any sovereign state, including the core group. Mr. President, at a critical time when the people of Sri Lanka expect demonstration of global solidarity and support to overcome its economic challenges, which are not entirely of Sri Lanka's own making, the core group chose a path that has the potential to exacerbate the problems instead of improving the situation, including with respect to the ongoing efforts towards accountability and reconciliation. Mr. President, in view of these reasons, Pakistan delegations call the draft resolution to vote and would vote against it.
A country-specific resolution against Sri Lanka, despite our continued and constructive engagement with this Council on multiple fronts. It is yet another example of the unfortunate divisions and polarization of this Council, which is contrary to its founding principle that, I quote, "The work of the Council shall be guided by principles of universality, impartiality, objectivity and non-selectivity." constructive international dialogue and cooperation. Sri Lanka categorically rejects the draft resolution HRC/51/L1 presented without our consent despite our effort to engage with the main sponsors. While this resolution may meet the objective of advancing the domestic political consideration of the sponsors, it manifestly unhelpful to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka categorically rejects the resolution, particularly proposal in OP8. We strongly object to the draft resolution pronouncing on domestic economic and financial policy matters which are outside the framework of this forum. Solution to economic and financial crisis faced today by many countries will not be found in the mandate, instrument or expertise of this Council. Sri Lanka has overcome many challenges in the past. We have ended decades of separatist terrorism, successfully managed the human health dimension of the pandemic, and despite economic challenges, succeeded in maintaining a high rank in the Human Development Index, which is the highest in the region. We aspire to build on the economic, political and social stability